Today on Basement Operator, we're gonna do something a little different. We've never done this before, ever. Suppressor review.
Oh boy.
Oh yes. Some of you guys have been seeing this on the channel. We've actually had it for about over half a year now. Shot a lot with it. We've used it in classes, and it's pretty much made it into every video we've shot since. I think it's about time we talk about it. We talk about, you know, the pros, the cons, because there are some cons to it. There's some things we don't really like about it. But this is the Air Sandman K review. Before we talk about the suppressor though, we do want to thank the biggest supporter of the channel, us, Basement Operator. You should go check out basementoperator.com for some awesome merchandising. Probably you're seeing the Leprechaun t-shirt by now. And then we also have the new Roman Bus t-shirt. Hunter, what are we calling the Roman t-shirt?
The Roman t-shirt?
Oh, the Morfati t-shirt, the Love of Fate. Yes, so the Morfati t-shirt, we really like that, so you should go check that one out as well. There you can also find all the builds for everything. So like the BCM we have right here, this is the Workman's rifle. This is something we recommend very strongly as a fantastic rifle setup with an Aimpoint T2, a BCM grip, all the cool stuff on it. And then like those other builds and plate carriers, all that great stuff can be found over on the website. So a lot of people are looking for suppressors, right? Suppressors are at an all-time high in terms of people picking them up, them becoming a mainstay in a lot of people's builds. And a lot of people seeing these setups on Instagram, they're always rocking suppressors. The first cans we had were fairly...
Yeah, they were 10.5, weren't they?
10.5 inch suppressors. Too much for like what we do. So we were really looking at like these smaller cans. This one's like a 5.9. We were looking for between that 5 to 6 inch suppressor. We'd really seen a lot about Dead Air. We really think that they looked like they had a very good product, and that's what kind of pushed us to get the Air K. We did buy this, we did pay for this. Dead Air did not send this or anything. So what's the point in a little suppressor like this? Typically, you want a little bit of sound reduction. The harshness to be cut off. If you're not using Ear Pro, this isn't Ear Pro safe, or you don't need to have Ear Pro, you still need to wear it, but if you didn't have it, it cuts
wouldn't be as bad.
It cuts a lot of that off. It also takes off a lot of the shock, the shock wave.
The blast
off of the suppressor, so you're not getting like that boom coming through.
You're not showing up to the range, running a tank brake and blowing the dude's hat off next to you.
Exactly. One of the things a lot of people will say, once you go suppressor, you don't go back, right? That's definitely the truth. You really get annoyed by people that are not running cans.
That's me.
That's him. You'll see all of our guns now run cans. It's just kind of just like, it is what it is. You get accustomed.
You get spoiled real quick.
Yeah, you really do. You really do get spoiled with it. And then another thing is flash reduction. So that's like, you have flash hiders on your guns for a reason. They give away your location, the flash coming out of the barrel. So that's one of the things you look for in a can. So those are the three things. So you got sound reduction, you have your shockwave getting mitigated, and then you also have your flash reduction, or the three main things why you would want a little battle comp suppressor instead of like a big suppressor. And you want to maintain a small of a package.
Yeah, especially for running and gunning.
Yeah, nothing wrong with small packages, right?
That's right. Ain't that right, Hunter?
It makes you look cooler.
Yeah, the smaller the better.
That's right.
So the Air Sandman K. The Air is a $900 MSRP K suppressor, so that is the short one. They have a Sandman S and a Sandman L. They're all 30 cal suppressors, varying in different lengths. The gist of the Sandman right here is, one of the things that makes it cool is the quick detach key mount feature. Essentially, it's just a mounting system that goes onto the front of your gun, whether it be a flash hider or these are brakes. The awesome thing about this is it adds 2.9 inches to the end of this. So it's a very compact, quick detach, quick adjustable suppressor. This small of a suppressor, one of the things that is stressed is you shouldn't be looking for sound mitigation.
It's not gonna be like it is in the movies.
It's not like it's going to be in the movies, especially when you have something like this, a battle suppressor. This is meant for hard use, okay? This is a stainless steel suppressor with cobalt baffles. This is meant for just absolute beat it up destruction. Military, law enforcement, that's what this thing is marketed towards heavily by Dead Air. With that being said, we have shot this an absolute ton. With this being a 30 cal suppressor, we have shot it on 30 cal and we shot it on 5.56.
It primarily gets shot on 5.56.
It primarily gets shot on 5.56. I would say the vast majority of people that are buying this are probably going to use it on 5.56 just because of how prevalent 5.56 is. Because a lot of people like to bounce between platforms. And with the quick detach feature, it's easy to buy a bunch of those mounts, put them on your guns, and then quickly switch back and forth.
Sure.
That's kind of what we have here. We have these two. This one is a Saber from PSA. PSA is coming out with a lot of pin and welded upper receivers that are like 14.5 pin and welded out that come with the key mount system that is used for a lot of dead air suppressors, and it works with the K, which is really nice, right? That's one of the benefits to this suppressor, its modularity. Dead air does have different end caps for this. If you want to run it with a 5.56 dedicated end cap, the big decibel difference, and we don't have the type of audio equipment that can pull this to actually test it, but what I found online is that the decibel difference between shooting a 5.56 through a 30 cal can is about 5 decibels.
Which sounds like on paper doesn't sound like that much.
But it's the hearing, your range of hearing can tell the difference in up to 3. So you'll be able to hear the audio difference. Will it be insane? No, but it'll be enough that you're like, there's a difference.
The shooting this AR without it and running it back to back with that on it is a major difference. And in like if you had a dedicated 5.56,
you might get a little bit more out of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a game changer. I think if you're going to be running it solely on 5.56, you get a 5.56 end cap though.
Otherwise, what's the point?
One of the things we want to mention, and this is where we're kind of having problems with our dead air suppressor, and one of the kind of downsides, we're getting one hell of a flash out the end of it, a big old flash out the end of it. So if when we shoot this one right here, this BCM, without a suppressor, we get no flash. You add this can to it, and it is throwing a fireball out the end.
At least a foot.
A very noticeable fireball. That's one of the things we don't like about this can. We noticed it really heavily in the night vision course we ran. The instructors were like, what on earth do you have on the end of your gun that is just...
Yeah. And that started it for me being like, I don't like this. I was like, what's the point?
Now, granted, we don't have a 5.56 end cap with the enhanced flash hider end cap. That might be it, but we don't think you should have to buy that to get any flash reduction, because we're not seeing a lot of flash reduction at all. So
yeah, if anything, it's making it the flash worse running the suppressor.
We're not getting any baffle strikes, because that's one of the things I was like, I looked through it and I was like, no, doesn't look like we've got any baffle strikes in there. I think it's just throwing a flame.
And yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either.
Now I think we do need to try making a dedicated 5.56 just to see.
But the thing is, when you're shooting a 308, when we shot with the arrow, it's still throwing a flame too with a dedicated 30 cal. So it's still throwing a flame with the 30 cal. So I don't know necessarily if changing the end cap will actually make a difference on the suppressor. Other than throwing the fireball and giving away your location to everybody in the whole entire world, it does do a good job at doing small mitigation for noise.
Takes some of the harshness.
It takes a lot of the harshness. I won't say it's completely hearing safe.
Oh, nowhere. Yeah, I would say it's nowhere near.
But if you do have to do some like shooting with it, you're not getting that like ringing noise in your ear. So
you're not taking it all in the face either. You know, it's doing some of what it's supposed to do.
The big downside for us is really the flash that it's throwing. We know it's not supposed to take a ton of noise off. That's completely...
That's part of it being a battle suppressor.
Yeah, it's part of it being a battle suppressor, but we were expecting a little bit more out of the flash reduction, which it did not get. Now, is it good has it been reliable? Yes, it's been very, usable.
It's held up really well.
It's held up really well. We kind of expected it to, being made out of stainless steel and cobalt, it's it's a hard
And
use
it's a dead
suppressor.
air. Like
Yeah.
you kind of expected it to do what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, so we were a little disappointed in the flash reduction. If you want us to go into some more specs, it's rated for full auto fire. There's no barrel restrictions on it. I mean, you're getting a $900 duty use suppressor. It's meant to take all sorts of damage. In terms of how it does, in terms of lockup, it locks up really easily. Just like that, she's ready to go. We haven't had it walk on us any. It's not come apart. We haven't had it lock onto the key.
Where you can't get it off?
No, so we haven't had that issue, and we've kept it on for several hundred rounds before without taking it off.
Yeah, somebody doesn't clean their guns.
And yeah, well, I don't clean my guns, and it hasn't locked on us any. So I mean, in terms of anything other than that, I think it's been a good can, but it's really fallen short in terms of the flash suppression. I'd like for you guys to comment down below. Let me know what you guys are getting out of your Dead Air Sandman K. Are you guys getting this fireball of a flash out? Or are you guys getting pretty good flash mitigation without upgrading your end cap? I was looking at it's like an extra $100 to get the tool and the end cap. So you're buying a $900 suppressor and you go ahead and spend $100 to get
to make it do
a technically flash reduction end cap. I don't know, right? I don't know. So let me know down below what you guys are seeing. Let me know some feedback, and we'd love to hear from you guys. Overall, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this out to people. Kind of on the fence with it. Maybe if we can even figure out the flash mitigation, maybe it's something we're doing. I don't think so. Like I said, we've taken recommendations for a lot of people. We just can't get it to really cut the flash off.
Yeah, it enhances the flash.
It definitely does on the 5.56. But in terms of hard use durability, it's there. It's
well made, good quality. It just falls short on the flash.
Exactly. So we're going to kind of conclude the video there. We'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Go follow us on Instagram. Hit me in the DMs, and make sure you buy merchandise.
Please.
From Basement Operator. We'll see you guys on the next one. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace.
What do we say to people who comment on our videos?
Fucking son of a bitch, you tot.